Today I fucked up by taking an Uber. So a college friend recently bought a new place with his wife in his wife's hometown, and invited a bunch of us to spend the weekend. I road trip over to suburbia with my buddy, and, through a series of wrong turns and detours, we were asked to arrive. We don't stop at the house first, and meet my friends out at a main street type bar that looked like it was filled with the whole town's drinking age population. We booze, chat, and everything is great. As is typical of my friend group, people filter out at different times. Everyone is heading back to the couple's house for extended shenanigans. I'm many drinks deep at this point and chatting up a few people, so I'm the last to leave. Not too concerned, because apparently we're only a few miles away from my buddy's place. I text for the address, order an Uber, go outside and wait. It's pouring and at least 10 other people are waiting for cars. I see a black Camry pull up on my app, see the back Camry on the corner, run over and ask the driver if it's my car, hear an inaudible mumble that sounds like yes, decide that's good enough for me, and jump in. We get into a 5-minute convo about how terrible the weather is while we drive to my friend's house. Driver stops at a generic suburban house with a long driveway, says this is you, and I get out. It's pouring harder. Run through the rain. See lights on in the house. Hear music playing. Knock twice to be polite. I expect it to be unlocked, as my friend said they'd leave the door open, so I immediately let myself in. Walk down a few flights of steps toward the noise, arrive in what looks like a den, and say hello. Then the screaming starts. Screaming. I'm momentarily confused why there are screams of terror, but then I realize, I have no fucking idea who these people are. Drunk and confused, I have absolutely no clue what to do. I decide I need to get out and turn around and run outside, to the end of the driveway and stand there, in the rain. I look down at my phone to text my friends, and see I have several missed calls. The gears start to turn, but before I could work it out, one of the guys who was in the house comes out and starts yelling at me from the end of the long driveway asking what the hell I am doing, and tells me the cops are on their way and he'll kill me if I come any closer. Simultaneously, another car pulls up, this one with guy in it. He gets out of the car, surveys the scene, and goes, dude, I think you got into my Uber. Finally, everything makes sense. Now while I'm explaining what happened to the new arrival, so he could tell his friends I'm not a murderer and just a drunk asshole, the cops arrive. Luckily they got a kick out of it. Too long didn't read, I got into the wrong Uber, and accidentally walked into a stranger's house, almost got killed and got the cops called on me. This is amazing. I usually open the door and say the driver's name, just to be sure. What good does this do? As the guy said, the driver just mumbles back something. Who knows what? I always check the plates. You didn't fuck up by taking an Uber, you fucked up by not making sure it was the right car, lol. A good Uber driver would confirm your name and where you're going before starting the trip. I blame Toyota for making too popular a car. That is the real fuck up here. That's priceless. My friend has a similar story like that. But since it was 2 AM and he blackout drunk, ended up going to sleep on some stranger's couch. Since all the houses looked the same, I shit you not, he wakes up to some stranger and the cops telling him to leave. That's when he notices he pissed the couch. Didn't get charged with breaking and entering. Luckily just had to pay for the couch. And that's why I lock my doors. Today I fucked up by trying to look up the movie Moonlight and inadvertently exposing my entire family, including kids, to gay black porn. This is a repost but update because since then it's gotten much worse. This happened a few weeks ago during a very rare family get-together. We were talking and discussing small topics like the Oscars in the living room in front of the large TV while the kids ran around and played. I have my laptop hooked up to the TV so we can look up anything like videos or trivia facts and questions, and my aunt had mentioned the Oscar-winning film Shape of Water that had garnered much praise in 2018, which had me thinking. Last year's Oscar-winning film was Moonlight, an incredible film about a young man struggling to grow up with a dark secret, he's gay. However, for whatever reason I absolutely could not come up with the name of the film, and I knew I had watched it, but no matter how hard I tried I couldn't get the name out. At this point I look like an idiot trying to explain to them about last year's movie, and my whole family's staring at me, so I said alright, screw it, my trusty friend Google will help me out. So without thinking of the imminent consequences and without thinking to just type in 2017 Oscar winner, I typed in the search bar movie about two gay black boys 2017, and, honestly at that point my internet speed could not have been any faster. Tons of images of porn sites, men on men, ebony, large black filling the screen, and the kids stopped dead in their tracks and my sister screamed. My aunt was laughing her skirt off and I turned beet red. We all kind of laughed and brushed it off until just recently my sister calls me up saying thanks to me now she has to explain sex to an 8-year-old that she caught her looking up Minecraft porn on her tablet, ruining her innocence. Too long didn't read, was trying to find the name of last year's Oscar winner Moonlight, couldn't think of the name, so I googled my best description of it in front of my entire family on the large TV connected to my laptop. Without much thought of consequence typed movie about two gay black boys 2017 and intense men on men porn showed up. Sister calls me up weeks later explaining that now her 8 years old was caught looking up Minecraft porn and I had ruined a young girl's innocence. Edit. Wow, this post blew up. Thank you all for your funny words, and thank you stranger for the gold. May your days be filled with Minecraft porn. Congratulations /you/guarding cross. This post has been chosen as the fuck up of the week. Minecraft porn. Till. Yes. Unfortunately it exists. Sounds about right. When I was in 8th/9th grade I was at my best friend's house and his twin brothers in 1st grade had just been caught looking at porn. His mom found it in the search history and knew it was them because they were searching big boobs and butts and Lego boobies. She knew it couldn't have been anyone else cause we all knew how to clear the search history. Lego boobies, Minecraft porn. Kids like it edgy. This reminds me of when I was a little kid and my dad took me to Blockbuster to get the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. Unfortunately I couldn't find it, but I did find this movie called Pirates, which I figured was the same movie with a different name. I was not very bright. We got the movie, drove home, and put the movie in. Then my dad went outside to smoke a cigarette. Within the first minute I realized this was not at all the right movie due to the pretty immediate graphic sex scenes. Pirates turned out to be a porno. So my little sister and I were watching a porno for about 15 minutes until my dad came back inside. Good times. I was in a church group several years ago, and I had obtained what I thought was a bootleg copy of a movie that hadn't been released on DVD yet, but was incredibly popular. We got a bunch of people together, and were going to have a showing of this movie for everyone. I didn't preview it first because I didn't want any spoilers. That's where I fucked up. Even though the title clearly stated it was this movie, it turns out it was this very graphic porn with people speaking Swedish and wearing masks. Damn. I'm lucky that my fuck up with pirated movies were giant watermarks and badly synced subtitles. Today I fucked up by not staying in touch with my friends. Obligatory. This happened many years ago, but I just realized it is a good story to tell here. Also, throwaway account since I still cringe thinking about it. One of my friends, we'll call him Carl, invited me to a party at his house. We used to hang out a lot, but for no apparent reason we lost touch for a while, so I was excited to get a chance to catch up with him. When I got to the party, it was packed. Tons of people, most of whom I'd never met before, but I knew a few and naturally gravitated towards them. Also ran into Carl, but we only spoke briefly before he had to move on to mingling with other guests. After about an hour, I ran into a woman who I knew in college, who we'll call Karen, but hadn't seen her since, so it was interesting to try to figure out who she had a connection with at the party. Since it seemed rude to just outright ask what are you doing here, I tried to ease into my investigation, but didn't get very far because she was quickly called away to something else. Then after a little while longer, Carl gets everyone's attention for what looked like a toast, and I noticed that for some reason he had just put his arm around Karen. At this point, I should probably explain that while I am not very good at socializing with complete strangers, I do seem to have a pretty quick wit at times, especially when it comes to retelling jokes from comedy shows and movies at the perfect time. So, the proposal scene in Big Daddy immediately popped into my head. If you don't know the scene, then I'd recommend that you click the link. But, if you just want the text-only version, Kevin, Jon Stewart's character, is about to propose to Corinne, Leslie Mann's character, in front of a group of friends, and Kevin naturally hesitates a bit to get the words out. Sonny, Adam Sandler's character, doesn't think that Corinne and Kevin are compatible, so, to protect Kevin, the following dialogue takes place. Sonny, you're not proposing, are you? Kevin, yeah, pal, I am. Sonny, well, think about it, you know. Corinne, God, Sonny, shut up. I thought that repeating this scene would be perfectly hilarious since these two are just friends anyway, so bombs away. I yell out from the back of the room, you're not proposing, are you? And waited for the laughter to ensue. To my disappointment, other than a few chuckles from some people, mostly people who knew me, I was met with silence and a pretty dirty look from Karen. That's when it hit me like a ton of bricks. My goodness, Carl actually is proposing to Karen. I didn't even know they were good friends, let alone dating. Out of sheer panic and my inexplicable urge to immediately ease the tension, I double down and yell out, well, think about it, you know. Again, mostly silence, and Karen was now throwing daggers at me with her eyes. Carl continued on with the proposal, which actually turned out to be a proposal announcement. The actual proposal already happened and Karen already said yes, but this was the first time that everyone was finding out about it, so I'm pretty sure I still ruined the experience for a lot of people. Afterwards, I apologized to both of them profusely, trying to explain that I didn't know that they were even dating. Carl said he thought it was hilarious and was cool about it, but even now I'm pretty sure it will still be quite a while before Karen forgives me, if ever. I still cringe whenever I think about it. Too long didn't read. Went to a party and my friend, host, starting making a toast. I thought I would be funny by reenacting the proposal scene in Big Daddy and sarcastically asking him to reconsider his engagement to his friend standing next to him. Turns out that they were both actually dating and actually announcing their engagement. For those saying why choose such an obscure movie reference? At the time, Adam Sandler movies had really just started its trend of declining popularity. So, some people appreciated the reference, but obviously not as many people as I thought. Hindsight is 2020, and this is really the whole reason why I posted this. Edit 2, typos. Buy them a DVD of Big Daddy as a wedding gift. I'll admit, it crossed my mind. Look on the bright side, way better to fuck up their engagement announcement than the actual engagement. Double down, assert dominance and propose to Carl. Edit, thanks for hitting me with a Reddit silver, I'm sure my mother will finally be proud of me now. Oh no, my dude. You saw how painfully awkward it got from the movie. Why did you think this was a good idea to yell? Plus, it's kind of an obscure reference. I've seen Big Daddy at least twice but don't remember that scene well enough to pull it from the annals of movie references. I'm sure all is good and well now. Reconnect with your friends. Ah yes. When the original comment was so awkward and met with silence, better double down. That'll fix it.